you know, it's a no-brainer. You're going to go for where there's more money, because this money you'll come for it at some point, because you're going to get, aside from the opinions being formed here, what do retail traders look for? What do retail traders all look for? Well, they're getting their shitty in inverted head and shoulders pattern happening, but also something else they're getting is they're potentially getting this triple top. You know, this is a method that they're going to be buying here. So many people, so many traders now in the world are going to be buying here for no reason other than they can see this double bottom and they think this is a pattern they can buy in. So if I was a bank and I was an institution, I'm taking this. I'm saying, yeah, sorry guys, I'm coming for this now. You know, and that's why you have to ask yourself all the time, guys, where is the money? But there's nothing stopping us getting in these areas here, as long as we see the most perfect patterns, which is what I mean. So this one in here, and this 2-minute chart that was down there, that was a really, really nice area. And we accepted the risk of knowing price could easily just react and then come lower, because we're not in our overall higher time frame kill zone. And even now we're in this kill zone, you know, I want to make sure I see something really, really obvious, really, really nice before I get in. But it's actually risky to buy these areas here when you've got this liquidity here. Am I making sense, guys? Has this cleared up? Even if it's just cleared up one little thing, just like, you know, I just want to make sure, even if you take one piece of value out of it today, and it can take you and make you a little bit better, you know, in your future trading and things like that, you know. And if there's any questions, please let me know, because I just want to help. And, you know, has this kind of made sense so far, guys? We can look at more pairs and things like that, you know, whatever you want. You know, one of my favorite sayings, and like I said, guys, this is a bit of both today, mindset and mentorship and things like that. And one of my favorite sayings is, you can read a book of personal development, motivation, you can go to motivational classes, you can go to trading school, you can go and learn whatever. Now, you only need to pick up one piece from a book to change your life. You know, you don't, how many of you will read a book and not really be involved in the book and sit there and just think, oh, it's okay, I'm reading it because I'm reading it, but at the same time, it's just, you know, I'm reading, it's a good read, but I'm not actually taking all the information in. The book isn't designed to take for you to take every piece of information in. You'd have to read it 50 times to understand the book as a whole. But what you take is snippets. You take like small little things out of it. And that's the point of these mentorship sessions. You're not expected to know everything today, but you might know one thing now that you might not have known an hour ago. And that there is really, really incredible, because on a Friday at 5 to 3, you've learned something. And you've learned something you didn't know an hour ago. And that there is really, really powerful, because you are now one step closer to your goal just by being here, just by showing up. And all you've got to do is show up, guys, you know, and you will get there. And now this is us making progress. And this is just, you know, the best feeling in the world. It's literally the best feeling in the world, guys. And it's just to be there and to be embraced. But yeah, guys, has anyone got any chance they want to look at? In Isaac, you're absolutely right. It's just a matter of time. The only way you're going to lose is if you quit. And this is the thing, 98% of traders lose money because they would buy in areas they shouldn't be buying in without knowing why they're buying, by looking at patterns, and they either blow their accounts or they have a couple of losses and give up. And if they blow their accounts, they give up. Now, I've blown more accounts than I care to ever mention in my lifetime, and I'm still here and I'm not blowing accounts anymore, put it that way. But I've blown a serious amount of accounts before just because I was an idiot. And, you know, that's one of the massive reasons I'm here now, trying to help people, because I don't want people to make the mistakes and get themselves into the areas I was in my life. That's one of the reasons I pride myself on helping people and assuring they don't make mistakes that I made. And, you know, rule number 1, don't blow an account. And I'm going to show you how to not blow an account, basically. And we're going to make some money along the way. Your CHF is looking good to me. Okay, I don't think I've got this one in here. So have a look at it. Your CHF. What broker are you with? FXCM, have a look at this one. Did you take a buy or a sell? Buy. Right. So let's try and track it down. So top down, right from the bottom. First question, guys, where is the money? Now, I know when you look all the way back and you scale at these areas here, you're not interested in what happened over here, but for practice sake and things like that, just try and identify areas you can actually find, equal highs and equal lows, so I can see here, we've taken out this, trend line and then moved lower. We've now taken out what was previously the all-time low, and you've got the all-time high obviously up here. So we're in a very, very key area on the monthly time frame, because price here has taken the all-time low towards the back end of last year, closed below. What can we accumulate? What can we see happening under these lows? We can potentially look for accumulation to the upside. Now, before I even go down on a time frame, I can see that accumulation happening right here. Okay, I can see the accumulation right here. And if you do have trouble, I would encourage you to go for this area here and just type in the line chart. You can see the accumulation happening right there. So, in terms of targets, again, what do I always say? There's your monthly range. There's the high, there's the low. Obviously, we accumulated. But your first target would be to buy price into these monthly areas here. So, looking at where we are now, we've obviously started to move higher. Let's go down to a weekly area. You can see the accumulation. You can see actually, the imbalance type area was where we reacted. Inside the order block, price is moving higher. So the weekly looks pretty good. You can see it on a bit more of a clearer scale there. There's your imbalance. There's your entry. Price has now been a bit slower. This here, when price moves nice and slow, guys, what it's doing is encouraging a lot of opinions to be formed in the markets, because we've actually got this key area here. So because we've got this key area here, price dropped aggressively. People aren't looking at the weekly time frame thinking it should accumulate here. So price flags up really, really slowly, hangs around, lets all the traders come in, and then takes them out. It completely takes them out to the upside. And this area here is disrespected, because overall, when you look at the weekly, we were bullish. Price is moving lower into this imbalance, so it should move higher. And that's essentially what's happened. So yeah, definitely looking higher from here. We've obviously come into this area, into here, and pushed higher. We have left a lot of liquidity here, because I'm always asking myself, where is the money? I can see liquidity right there. I can see we're taking liquidity. We're in this area here. We've got this liquidity right up here on the daily time frame. So these equal highs right here, that's a nice target for the future. So I'm going to just highlight that as my liquidity areas. And yeah, looking at what price is doing now, being mindful that I know there's liquidity here, but also the fact that we have expanded aggressively to the upside. We're now moving lower. We can see that price has come in, to this area and reacted. So, it's just a case of looking. We've broken 4-hour structure. We've pushed higher. We've started to distribute. We've happened to, come into this imbalance. We've now reacted. So we come into this area of imbalance right here. Again, we're not really worried about this liquidity at the moment, because we've got other lows to focus on and things like that. We did make an expansion. Technically you would say the 4-hour is kind of bearish, because that's the high, that's the low. So you got low, high, blah, 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 break, price moves lower, new low, new high. We are coming into an area where we could sell off, so be mindful of that. The 1 hour, I mean, did you buy down here? Was it around here somewhere? Or was it up here? So essentially, if you're in good profit now, I'd be quite happy with that. I can see, looking at it from a 1 hour point of view, we closed below that liquidity. Now we have, we were respecting the 1 hour area. That was the high, that was the low. We were, we are now bullish on the 1 hour technically. And yeah, price dropped lower, pushed aggressively higher. So, a few things I'd watch out for distribution. We can see we are coming lower now. We have started to distribute, so price does look like it can come lower. In terms of targets, if you wanted to sell this imbalance in here, obviously, this imbalance here, it could easily just react and then push higher from here. But when you actually look at what the areas are doing, you can see 5-minute timeframes now. So we can see we are actually starting to drop. So we've still got 4 minutes until this candle closes, and we could just be coming into this area here to carry on moving higher. The 15 minutes is still bullish. So until we got a close below here, I'd be looking to, you know, potentially buy in this area here, buy in this area here, buy in this area here. And this is what goes to show, because if this is going to go higher, you know, you have to identify the trading range, identify your kill zone, which is here, identify the 50% level, which I use for this level here. So 50% of the trading range. So, you know, if price reacts inside this imbalance to come higher, there's nothing wrong with taking that entry because you're inside your discount level. However, if it breaks even lower, you know, into this area here, you understand why, because that's where your kill zone is. And if it does that, then you can obviously take it. Now, you can see here, this for 5 minute is now respecting this area here. So this here could have easily just been 15-minute, filling in that imbalance there. And price can actually carry on moving higher. So all in all, if you're in the buys, really, really good. Make sure you're break even, because price could definitely come lower. You know, when we're on the 4-hour structure here, we are in the area where we could easily distribute to come lower, because that's the high, that's the low. This is a ranging market. But yeah, if you got into a buy up to that area there, very clever, really good. But just make sure you're break even now. Can we break down some entries on USDC? Yes, of course we can. USDC, I always get bloody lost on this one. Here we go. So what? Yeah, we'll look at pound JPY as well, don't we? So can we break down entries? I missed some buy yesterday and focus on the 1 minute. So you were looking at yesterday's price action, yeah? So, you know, where we kind of are at the moment, I mean, this is today's price action. This is obviously the news. This is the dollar, which has obviously expanded very, very highly to the upside. Looking at where we kind of were, you know, it obviously made a low. So, you know, the daily area came in and made a low. So there's one thing you can expect, and that is accumulation below the lows to come higher. You can see here the 4-hour structure. So it's bearish until it got into here. You obviously had short-term sales. Price eventually expanded through it and moved higher, because on a daily time frame, you know, we've taken out the external liquidity down here. This high here is internal liquidity, and we've now obviously taken that up. Now we are carrying on pushing higher. So, you know, it looks like we might not actually respect this level here. Looking at the 1-hour area, it looked pretty choppy and messy yesterday. But at the same time, we did break above. So essentially, you can see here price expanded to the upside. So if I just get rid of, you know, let's bring it back to yesterday. So you can see where can we potentially get in? Okay, look at the sessions. So London session, you can see price moves higher away from the breaker structure area, coming into this area here. So there's potential to get in here. So we can highlight this area right here as our point of interest. And we can see what potentially happened inside there. Now, if we go even lower, again, we can see price, you know, push. This is the push up from London session. We've now come in for New York session. We're creating a lot of liquidity. You know, we can go even lower. So right here, we can see 5-minute entry right here. You know, I can see that straight away, because I can see that price has closed above this area here and filled out this imbalance right here. You know, the only thing I would say, which would potentially have put me off, was the fact that we did have, although we technically swept that liquidity, but it's just, there's just, that looks messy for me. So I wouldn't be looking to take, I wouldn't have taken that personally. And yeah, I mean, if you're in the 1 minute area, it looks like price didn't actually get as low. So yeah, I mean, that it reacted within the first imbalance and not the second. Where, Lonzo, were you looking in here for a buy? Is that what you were looking for, essentially? Like in and around here somewhere, and price obviously just pushed higher. some, maybe that's what you were looking at. But yeah, we didn't really get very clean opportunities. You got multiple areas and opportunities inside this imbalance. You would have very much risked getting stopped out. You was in the 5 minute, you got in on the 5 minute imbalance, the one we showed, but was waiting for the 1 minute model. Yeah, and it looks like it didn't really happen. That's the thing. You kind of got it here. You got a little bit of imbalance. Price moved higher into this area here. Oh, okay. So yeah, essentially, Lonzo, just take it off the 5 minute. That there is says my connection's unstable. Can you see my screen all right, guys? Everyone can see me and hear me still? All fine? Cool. Yeah, so the thing is, Lonzo, your analysis is actually on point. Your analysis is on point. You just got to pull the trigger, mate. Just put it. You don't have to wait. This is what I was saying. Back to the moral of the story from earlier. 5 minute looks clean there. Apart from the liquidity down here, that's your only flag. Essentially, maybe that's why you were waiting for a 1 minute model. Maybe you're inside this imbalance and you can see price, pushing. Where have I gone? You can see price inside here. You've got accumulation because price obviously closed higher, closing there. Price closed higher, came down. Price went up, came down. A bit wicky for my liking, but essentially nice clean area here. There's a 1 minute area right here because that's your imbalance. That's your entry. Now, you may have got stopped out if you had your candle. You would have got stopped out. I would have probably been stopped out in that area. In terms of re-entry, I would maybe look for a smaller time frame accumulation to go higher. So, if I got stopped out there, for example, it's about just looking at things. I can see that price obviously pushed higher. So I get stopped out. And then I might have probably got back in here somewhere. I maybe seen price pushing higher. And this is me obviously now playing on the smaller time frames and things like that. But I'm not too afraid to sort of take a re-entry and things like that. But yeah, like there was a nice entry there. But yeah, where you were, the thing is, it was in a lot of drawdown areas like yesterday. This is really messy as well. But the 5 minute played out. So yeah, just if you see something you like, take it, or maybe even split your risk. Take it, like if you risk 1%, take a 0.5 entry here, and if you see the 1 minute entry, take another 0.5% entry, and then you're laughing if you see it. Does that make sense, guys? So that's what we're looking for. Have we got any other charts, guys, that you want to go over while we're here? Makes sense. Perfect. As of now, I mean, I'd be expecting price to, well, I'm going to wait and see. Oh, yeah, you definitely want to wait and see. The dollar looks like it's obviously going to push higher from here. So, GJ. So, GJ. 4 hours coming into this imbalance. Daily area could push higher from here. We've accumulated to the upside. Accumulation happened here. There's your 1 minute entry right there. Look at that. There's a clean 1 minute entry right there, which was after it made a new low or came into a daily area. Price is in this area now. We're just expanding. You wouldn't really want to buy when you're up here. You could have potentially had, 5 minute area here. That's your point of interest. Oh, not that one. Point of interest area there. Look at that buy model happened right here. Imbalance, candle. We didn't really get a very good liquidity sweep, but we did get that one, so that kind of counts. So yeah, effectively, if you're in there, you're in. So you entered off the 1 hour imbalance, yeah? Okay. So you entered in here. I mean, that's a brilliant entry. That's a brilliant entry. What I'd be looking to do here is just target this imbalance. So, you know, hats off to, and by the way, taking higher time frame entries, hats off to you for doing that. Really, really good that is. You know, for now, I'd be looking to, it's just stop below here, or have you gone a bit tighter? Because that's the 3 to 1. Yeah, I'd be targeting up here somewhere. See if price can come all the way up here. Below the lows, yeah, okay. So yeah, you can get a 3 to 1. It's definitely achievable. That looks really good. Look, you need, if you do 2 of these a week, 1% risk, that's 6% a week. And can you guys see my screen now? If I bring you over here, if you did a £70,000 FTMO challenge, you can see the screen, guys, can't you? The spreadsheet now that I'm on. Yeah. So imagine you're making 6% a week. You know, your weekly, do it on the FTMO one, 6% a week. Your weekly profit's £3,000. I mean, isn't that just remarkable? 6% a week. You're looking for 2 1-3s every single week, risking 1% on a 1 hour time frame. You don't even need to be messing with the 1 minute time frames. That's the life. You know, that's just incredible. And that's based on 80% keeping. You know, you keep 90% after a while, so that's even going to be even more. But you know, this just goes to show you guys how powerful this is. That's, you know, at the end of the month, that's £9,000, nearly £10,000 a month. You know, this is the reason you should look at funded accounts. If you're playing around on small accounts now, that's fine for practice. But you know, like I said, guys, you could do 4% a week to make £2,500. You know, that figure there, £2,240. A lot of people don't get that in a month. And you're talking about practicing to get very, very good at trading to pass an FTMO challenge of £70,000 or dollars. If it's dollars, it's $100,000. And I don't know what the euros is, but yeah, it's around the same area, to earn what people earn in a month, in a week, just by doing 4%. 4%, guys. Like, that's, what's that, £100,000 a year? Something like that. So it's all just remarkable when you consider the possibilities that are out there, and all you have to do is be patient. That's £114,000 a year just by looking for 4% a week. You know, that's, you know, even if you get down to 2% a week, that's £1,000 a week. So if you're doing numbers like 6% a week, you know, look at that. You're scaling up. And if when you get really, really good and you're doing 10% a week, you're making that sort of profit every single week. Weekly profit, £5,000, £6,000, £6,000, £7,000, £8,000 if you're compounding. You know, and the beauty of it is, guys, you can get your first funded challenge, and then the FTMO company allowed you to do 3 funded challenges, well, up to 3. So you can have 3 of these on the go, doing 4%. You could be earning £6,000 a week on 2 and 3 different accounts. And then you can go to my Forex funds. You know, you get the picture. You get the picture. Yeah, this is, I'll put this in for you, Lonzo. I'll give you this exact one. I'll give you this exact one. I'll send this to you. I'll put it on the website, on the course module and things like that. So yeah, just hold tight for it, and I'll send this over. So guys, have we got any questions? Have we got any questions at all? I mean, this is a cracking trade. Any questions or anything anyone wants to ask? Anyone? Anything like that? Could I have a copy also, please? 100%. Look, guys, this here is available to I'll make available to absolutely everyone. Okay, I'll have absolutely everyone. Do you base this on specific lot size? No. So I used the position sizer calculator. And that there, I don't worry about what my lot sizes are. I don't care what my lot sizes are, because the position sizer calculator does it all for me. I have done a video on the website on how to get it going, but I might do another one just to explain it a little bit better. Like I'll do a process on actually how to download it, how to use it, how to fill it in, and everything like that. So I think the reason I didn't use it is because it was a weekend when I did it. So I'll put it on there. But yeah, guys, the position sizer calculator is amazing, because all you have to do is focus on your trading requirements for your entry and exit and stop loss, and the chart does everything for you. So that's an incredible bit of software. But guys, if that's everything, I'm going to let you guys crack on with your Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And just remember, guys, you're going to get to where you need to get to. The only way you're not going to get there is if you quit. So plow through. And listen, I say this after every session, and I'm going to say it again. If you have any concerns, questions, queries, whatever, please do not hesitate to contact me personally. I am there for you if you need me. Okay, guys, don't sit there, having a question to ask and being scared to raise your hand. One thing I hated when I was learning, I didn't have the people or the support to go and ask people. So I want to make sure I'm a good support barrier to the people I'm now helping. So yeah, if you have anything, please let me know. And guys, thanks for tuning in today. This will be on the, available on the replay as well. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great evening or day, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll speak to you guys soon.